I don't really like how David Jaffe is getting fried for his opinion on his own character. This is the subject today. Okay, so no grand big intro today. I just wanted to talk about a subject regarding David Jaffe and how he feels about current Kratos. And by current, I mean literally current Kratos. Like, he just means God of War Ragnarok, to be more precise. God of War Ragnarok Kratos. Like, he doesn't mean the whole Norse change of Kratos. It's a little situation that I'm pretty sure some of you might be aware of if you're on Twitter. David Jaffe is getting fried for him not liking the change in Kratos' character, which is a subject that I wanted to tackle today. And it's the whole thing about, you know, someone's property. They don't like how this property turned out when it got into other hands, and, you know, people bashing the opinion of the original creator. Like, this is the type of thing that I want to approach today, and it's gonna be a short video. Hopefully, I just wanted to have my piece about this whole thing, because I don't really like how David Jaffe is getting fried for his opinion on his own character. This is the subject today. People need to understand one thing about this whole debacle right now, and is that other than it being his opinion, it's David Jaffe's opinion if he doesn't like Kratos. I think he haven't played God of War Ragnarok Valhalla to see how the character completely gets wrapped up in a way and is ready for the next game. But from what he'd seen in God of War Ragnarok, it's just that he doesn't like how the character turned out. It's like some of the DNA, or in his words, a lot of the DNA of the character has been changed. Like, this is why he said he liked God of War 2018, but not much God of War Ragnarok Kratos, because it changed the character drastically. I personally don't have a lot of problems with Kratos that we have right now. I do have some issues with him, mostly him being so reactive and not so proactive, but then again, God of War Ragnarok Valhalla kind of fixed that from God of War Ragnarok Kratos. But let's go back to the whole point that I was trying to get across in this video, and it's that Kratos is David Jaffe's boy. It is David Jaffe's little baby. It is David Jaffe's character. No matter how much you twist it, how much you bring it and take it and try to change the public's view on David Jaffe, Kratos is David Jaffe's character. Like, that is where it originated. That is where it just all started, with David Jaffe. Like, you don't come around, tell a guy, hey, your opinion on your own character is not valid. That is not something that should be thrown around. Like, at first we have the whole it being Kratos being David Jaffe's baby. Then we have the other subject, which is opinions, ladies and gentlemen. You see, the thing is, like, people need to accept that other opinions exist. Like, I find what David Jaffe is saying as something that is just purely his opinion. I respect his opinion. That is not how he wanted the character to turn out. That is not how we think the character should have developed. You know, he does care about character development, but there is just that he has some cases where it's like, this is not how Kratos would have developed, or maybe like you guys should have left some of the DNA of the old Kratos. That is basically his points. I don't want to bring out every single point that he's made. I'm just here to argue about the whole, you can't really critique Kratos just because you made the first game Kratos. It's just so outrageous. Like, you know, as an example, I just want to bring up Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Originally created by Hideki Kamiya. You know, the first Devil May Cry, the first Dante that you ever saw, was by Hideki Kamiya. So it doesn't matter how much you like Hideaki Itsuno's Dante. You know, Devil May Cry 3, Devil May Cry 4, Devil May Cry 5 Dante. This character is still Hideki Kamiya's character. Bring this whole character twisted in many different ways. If just Hideki Kamiya doesn't like the evolution of Dante, where Dante went, you shouldn't really bash him. First, for his opinion. This is his opinion. Second, this is the guy that created this character. You don't get to tell this guy that made the character, that had a vision for the character, that maybe he would have taken it a different path on how this character would evolve. We're not here to talk about how character development should be, how it shouldn't be. I'm just talking about the whole, you know, morale of this whole thing. Not morale. I'm just trying to get my point across, as in, this is how characters work. Like, no matter how much you like or dislike how Dante changed after Devil May Cry 1. It is not Hideki, you know, Hideaki Itsuno's character. At the end of the day, it is Hideki Kamiya's character. That's where it will always stand. I love current Dante, but originally Dante is Kamiya's baby. That's how it is. Just as like how Kratos is David Jaffe's baby. Like, you know, it got taken into other hands, and with, you know, with different directors every game, different writers every game. The character is bound to go some places that the original creator might not like. It's just a simple point like this. Like, can you imagine Hideo Kojima's Solid Snake, for example? Imagine in like 10 years and how Konami would take that character. You know, since the IP is Konami's IP, I guess, right now. Metal Gear Solid, or Metal Gear as a whole. Like, if Hideo Kojima comes out in like 10 years from now and he says, I don't like where they took Snake, the character of Snake, this thing of Snake, like how they changed this, they don't involve all the DNA of Snake. If Hideo Kojima one day comes out and says this, he has every single right. He's the originator of the character, if that's even a word. Snake is Hideo Kojima's character. Dante is Hideki Kamiya's character. Kratos is David Jaffe's character. It is the same thing. If you don't respect that, at least respect different opinions. That's what I'm just trying to tackle in this video. So yeah, I just want to keep it short. I want to end this video right now. I have some stuff to work on. Make sure to subscribe because I make God of War content, and honestly, this situation has been going on for months. It's not something new. I saw this exact same situation like I think 2 months ago, and I got way too pissed on Twitter. But I didn't really just go ahead and ramble on Twitter or anything. I just kept it on Twitter because at the time I was going through some of my own things. Recently it has started again, and David Jaffe made a video where he's like, I had all control. Ever since the first game, I had control over the smallest of little details of Kratos, which he has every right to come out and just say this. At this point, we have some people who haven't even played the old games and got a full understanding of them, haven't even really dived deep into the lore of the old games, coming out and saying, you know, it's just a whole thing that I hate so much of people sometimes leaning into this category of saying, the old Kratos is shallow, he has nothing deep about him, and you know, only the Norse Kratos, if it wasn't for Norse Kratos evolving the character, we wouldn't have had all the greatness about Kratos surrounding Kratos right now, which is, it holds truth to some extent. But that's not what David Jaffe is saying. David Jaffe is not saying this character should not evolve. He's just saying the character evolved into something that he doesn't like. That is the gist of it. Keep it at that. Respect opinions, especially of the creator of a character. Like, it's just insane to me how people don't respect that this man created Kratos. If it wasn't for this man, we wouldn't have had Kratos. And some people acknowledge that too, and they still hate. They're like, okay, we get it. Thank you for making Kratos, but you understand nothing about character development. You don't get to say this. You are wrong for this. You don't get to have this opinion. It's just wrong. I wanted to have my piece on it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It has been your Extreme Gamer Zestus. Peace, I guess.